This is Sudiksha Konanki, a student from the University of Pittsburgh, grew up in Virginia. She is missing down in the Dominican Republic, taking a spring break vacation with 5 other friends of hers. They're staying at a nice hotel, and then the power goes out in the hotel in the middle of the night. A bunch of folks head down towards the beach, and then she is gone. So there's a lot of developments happening in this case. So here to walk us through all of this is Court TV field reporter Cody Thomas, who joins us. Cody, what is the latest update today in the search?
Well, Vinny, the huge update today is that Joshua Riibe is the now named person of interest in what's now being called as the biggest search in the Dominican Republic's history. Now, who is Joshua Riibe? He is 22 years old. He's a student at St. Cloud University in Minnesota. And also, he is allegedly the last person to see Sudiksha alive on the morning of March 6th in those early morning hours at around 4 a.m. Now, a statement from Sudiksha's hometown sheriff was released that says Joshua Riibe, 22 of Iowa, is a person of interest in a missing person investigation. This is not at this time a criminal investigation, so to be clear, he is not a suspect. It is our understanding that he is a U.S. citizen who was vacationing in Punta Cana, not part of the traveling group with the missing person. A number of people have been interviewed by the Dominican National Police with the assistance of the FBI, and this is continuing. Our office will have a presence on the ground today, too. This particular individual may have been the last one to have seen her, so is of particular interest. Please note the term person of interest is one that we are using in collaboration with the FBI. I can't speak to any designation the local police may give him or others. And of course, Vinny, that is from Chad Quinn, the PIO of Loudoun County. Now, for those of you who may have forgotten what Joshua Riibe looks like, here's a video right here. Here's the crowd of people, the 4 girls. Right here, this guy in the back, that is Joshua, and this is Sudiksha as the crowd walks to the beach in those early morning hours. And we'll pause the video right here. And this right here is more of a close-up of the new person of interest that we are talking about, Joshua Riibe, 22 years old, allegedly the last person to see Sudiksha alive. And we have a clearer picture that we grabbed from his LinkedIn. This is also him right here. Again, the last person, he was one of the people in the group that was walking out to the beach in those early morning hours on the beach around 5:50 a.m. when Sudiksha allegedly went missing.
Now, Cody, the thing that has struck, I think, all of us about Riibe is that there seems to be varying accounts or versions of what happened that night, right? So we see that he's with Sudiksha and, you know, has his arm around her, and they seem to be together. What are these different stories?
So, Vinny, as you mentioned, he is cooperating with the authorities, but there are 3 different stories that all have a common denominator that he's given the local authorities. The first story is that, you know, they were walking on the beach, they got in the water, there was a heavy wake, he swallowed a lot of water, got back up to shore, and then fell asleep drunk on a seat on the beach. The second story is that they were out in the water. He was a little sick from drinking all night. The rough wakes was kind of jostling him around. He got sick, went back up to the shore, and again, fell asleep on the beach, woke up, she wasn't there. And the third story is that the last he saw, they were having a good time on the beach, and she was wading around in knee-deep water. And he also, again, Vinny, fell asleep on the beach, woke up, and she wasn't there. So they all have a common denominator, all have nuances that all leave room for speculation, including speculation by her father, who has traveled down to the Dominican Republic and is asking for a deeper investigation into human trafficking and or kidnapping.
All right, Cody, I know you're going to stick around. You got some more information for us. Let's bring in our think tank right now. Still with us, criminal defense attorney, former federal, not still with us, but joining us. Michael Sterling is with us, and Eklund Mercy and Josh Schiffer still with us.
Did Dad really say human trafficking investigation?
Potentially.
We have a missing woman, and I appreciate that, but let's just think for a minute about this poor gentleman, Mr. Riibe. He was on a vacation at a resort, drunk in the middle of the night. They all go down to the beach. He's out there, goes to sleep drunk, and a girl he was with is missing.
Wait, the girl that he was with, first of all, not a girl. It was the girl. They were together, number one. Number two, they go into the water. And then he falls asleep. So he is saying that he has no idea what happened to her. In one version, there was a big wave, and he, was struggling a little bit, got ashore, and just fell asleep. How about if there's a big wave and you're struggling, are you going to check on her?
I haven't had a drink since 2008, but I'll start again just so that I can show you. You don't remember stuff great when we have totally legal intoxicating materials. It doesn't make for false statements. It doesn't make for hiding. Come on now, Mr. Former Federal Prosecutor.
Yeah, no, listen, I got to agree with Josh on this one, at least a little bit. Like, Vinny, alcohol, clearly the common denominator in all three of his stories was that he was really drunk.
Well, the common denominator is also that I don't know what happened to her.
And that he fell asleep, right?
And I fell asleep.
Right, so what we know for sure is that he walked with her, right? Because we can see that on the video. They walked alone to the beach. We know that for sure. We know that he's admitted that he was drunk. They were all drinking, and we know that he fell asleep. And then there are other variations of the story between those. So the question really becomes, Vinny, what happens in that period of time where they go to the beach? Does she get in the water? Do they get in the water together? Does he pass out?
I think in all of them, they're both in the water. The variance is, why does he leave the water? In one scenario, it's because there was a big wave. Another one, he was feeling nauseous. And then in the other one, he just left the water, and she was just splashing around in the knee-deep water.
And he may not remember, Vinny. I mean, he's a college student.
Well, if you don't remember, can you say, I don't remember?
You could, or you could be trying your best to recall to be helpful to the authorities since he's cooperating.
Remember, the authorities are specifically trained in highly coercive interviewing
Eklund
techniques.
is being suspiciously quiet. Let's listen to Eklund for a moment. You have an opinion. I know you have an opinion.
I do have an opinion. I think that, so here's the thing. If we're drinking, then he would have said that they both were drinking, right? Then if they were drinking, they were, they were drunk. You don't just become drunk, right? It's a slow, it's a steady rise. Then you're in the water with her, right? And if we don't, it's at a resort. So we're going to have recordings. We're going to hear, hey, where did she go? Where did you go? What happened? I can't see her. Even if you're drunk, even if you're pissed, even if you're really bad, you're going to say something or acknowledge the presence or lack of presence of somebody that you're dealing with. And we don't have any of that.
Yeah. And I think the reason the father's saying trafficking is because he said he fell asleep and didn't know what happened. So now you've got a girl alone on a beach at 5 a.m., 5:30 a.m. So, I mean...
And I think he wakes up or at least he comes back like 3 or 4 hours later.
Right.
So it's...
After a snooze on the beach.
So it's at least reasonable that you fell into a drunken sleep. She was in the water. You don't know what happened. You come back to your room. He may have thought she just left him drunk, sleep on the beach, and return to her room, and he may have been just as shocked as anybody else. I'm just saying that's plausible as well.
Oh, absolutely is.
And there's no probable cause that he did anything. She's not there.
There's not even a criminal investigation, so we're not. But he's a person of interest because he's the last known person to be with her alone on the beach at 5 a.m. And he just fell asleep and can't answer the questions.
The good thing is that he is fully cooperating, answering questions, or at least trying his best to remember what happened in his drunken stupor.
All right, stay where you are. We've got more to get to. We're going to break down the surveillance video when we come back.
In a lot of my classes, some teachers have mentioned things because obviously it's like weighing on everyone. I keep seeing it on TikTok, on like national news, just small creators. Like people are posting about it. It's clearly a big thing. A lot of people go to Punta Cana, not just Pitt. So.
Did you hear that? I guess there's new surveillance video of her and another man walking away.
Yeah, I did hear that she was with someone and nobody knows who it was. And yeah, it's just unfortunate.
And like most cases these days, there is surveillance video. There's a lot of it. And there's not of them on the beach, but on their way there and back and forth. So back with us to walk through all of this, Court TV field reporter Cody Thomas. Let's break down this video.
Absolutely, Vinny, and we got to begin at the beginning of this morning, I should say night, but morning, around 4:15 a.m. This video, of course, was given to us by Noticias Sin, the local network down in the Dominican Republic. This right here is the group headed out to the beach at around that time. Of course, these other members that are blurred out are members of the friend group, but this woman right here, that is the missing woman, Sudiksha Konanki, and right here, a little covered up by the 4:15, that is Joshua Riibe, allegedly the last man to see her alive that morning. Now, if we move right along, we'll see that this is a couple, not Joshua Riibe and not Sudiksha. This is a couple that was in the group walking out to the beach around that same time, and if we go further ahead, we will see these two, that is Riibe, and that is Sudiksha Konanki walking out to the beach at around 4:15 a.m., and these two are other members of the friend group. Now, as they go out there, we'll move along in the videos. This is around 4:45 a.m., so that's roughly 30 minutes later. We see those two girls who are in the back coming back to the hotel. Coming back, they're leaving Konanki and they're leaving Joshua Riibe out there. We'll move along again in the surveillance. This is that other couple coming back to the hotel at around 5:05 a.m. Still no Konanki, still no Joshua Riibe. They left them out there on the beach. Now we move ahead just a little bit further. This is 8:52 a.m. This guy right here, that is Joshua Riibe coming back the morning. No Konanki inside, coming back to the hotel. And we remember all of the stories he gave authorities are that they were out there late on the beach and he fell asleep. So could he have fallen asleep? Could this be him waking up in the morning, coming back to the hotel? No shirt, no shoes, walking back. Vinny, lots of speculation left within this story, within this timeline. And obviously the girl is missing. And it's kind of weird that he would not think, you know, maybe she was back in the hotel, maybe call authorities, but it seems like he was coming back nonchalantly. But that is everything to do with that timeline. Everyone came back, but no Konanki.
So that last picture that you had with so no shirt?
No shirt. We can bring it back up here, right here in a second. No shirt, no shoes. Coming back again almost 9 in the morning, hours after Konanki was, or when they were on the beach at around 5 a.m., going on 6 a.m. when everyone was coming back to the hotel.
Interesting. All right. Cody Thomas, thank you so much, sir.